Operation Narad, Episode 3. In the previous part, we saw that after Narada defeated lust and anger, he went to meet Lord Shiva and boasted to him about his victory over Kamdeva, and thereafter, carrying the victory torch, Narada went to meet Bhagwan Vishnu. It is said that every act of the Lord is for the well-being of his devotees. But once in a while, the method adopted is unique. It depends on the authority and position of the spiritual aspirant and the extent to which the disease has spread. More severe the disease, more intense is the treatment. Ultimately, the blessings and compassion of the Lord are the driving force behind this treatment. We have seen in the last episode that Devarshi Narada was suffering from this deadly disease, that is, of ego and hypocrisy. He narrated the story of his victory over lust and anger to Lord Vishnu in a self-boasting manner. But at the same time, he was pretending to be humble. But Lord Vishnu had realized that Narada was bitten by the bug called ego, and if this tree of egotism spreads its branches, it will bring about destruction of his favorite devotee. Hence, in order to free him of this vice, Lord Vishnu came up with a grand plan. After having boasted about his feat, as Narada was returning from Vaikuntha to Prithvi Loka, Bhagwan Vishnu cast his spell or Maya on Narada's way. On his way back to Prithvi Loka, Narada came across a large kingdom named Suyojan. Shila Nidhi was the king of this kingdom. The city of Suyojan was extremely beautiful. The people of the kingdom were as good looking as Kamdeva. Narada was surprised to see such an amazing city. On so many occasions he had travelled by this route, but he had never come across this city. He thought to himself, who is the ruler of this city? And why the city is decorated with huge pandals and shamiyanas? When he asked the people around, he was told that arrangements for Princess Vishwamohini's Swayamvar were underway. The kings and emperors from faraway countries had come together for this Swayamvara. When King Shilanidhi heard that the great sage Narada was in his city, he considered this to be a good omen and invited Narada to his place. The king was extremely pleased with this coincidence. Narada came to the palace. Then the princess was summoned. Vishwamohini came and saluted the saint with folded hands. Vishwamohini. Her name completely justified her beauty. In fact, she was most beautiful than the angels of heaven. Narada could not take his eyes off her. He was mesmerized by her beauty and thought to himself, "Oh, how beautiful she is." A mere glance of Vishwamohini was enough for Narada to discard his sense of discrimination, dispassion and knowledge. In the book Vivek Chudamani, there is a beautiful description about how a deer, elephant, moth, fish and black bee die when they get addicted to the five senses, namely Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, or sound, touch, light, taste and smell. The deer gets attracted to sound, the huge elephant to touch, moth to light, fish to the foot tied to the bait, and bee to the smell of honey, and thus they bring about their own destruction. So one can only imagine the plight of human beings who are drawn towards these five senses. Just beauty, that is Rupa, was enough to bowl over Narada. He who had gained victory over lust was now filled with desire. A time comes in one's life when one succumbs to the five senses and thus makes a fool of himself. One surrenders to the temptation in such a situation. This is our daily experience. Before falling prey to the senses, we say to ourselves, I will enjoy this for the last time now. Experiencing it once will not cause any harm. After this, I will definitely control myself. And this continues every time, and it is too late before one realizes that all his actions have had a cascading effect. Not just spiritual aspirants, but even commoners go through such situations, and these lessons can act as a guide to all those who want to prosper in life. Lust is invisible. The curse of Lord Shiva to Kamdeva has made it invisible. Sometimes it is easier to fight an open battle than face someone who is resorting to guerrilla warfare. Lust spreads its web in different forms, using different names. Narada easily got entangled in this web. In reality, the moment he saw this enchanting city, his sense of discrimination should have alerted him. But the truth is that lust and ego can make anyone blind. Now, Narada wanted to study Vishwamohini's palm. It was fine as long as he was mesmerized by her beauty. But this was taking it a bit too far. Just as diabetes causes the organs to fail one after the other, in a similar manner, lust takes control of the senses. It does not attack at one go. It kills the queen, knight, rook, bishop and pawn on the chessboard and catches the helpless king alone. In the same way, knowledge, discrimination, dispassion, reasoning left Narada all alone. Now he was totally consumed by lust. So it is very important to be vigilant of lust. Here, lust does not imply only sexual pleasure. It means any desire that is driven by pleasure and greed. It can be desire for money or desire for fame. Such desires become the cause of one's downfall. Hence be aware. Excess of lust, anger and greed in our life disturbs the balance of life. And here, Narada had all these in ample quantity. Gradually, greed was spreading its wings. Even Bhagwan Vishnu, whom Narada worshipped wholeheartedly, had to go to exile due to Kaikeyi's greed when he was incarnated in Treta Yuga as Lord Rama. Manthara, the maid at the Kaikeyi's palace, is a symbol of greed, and Kaikeyi is a symbol of action. Manthara had stayed in Ayodhya for a considerable period of time, but till then she had not caused any damage. However, when greed and action worked together hand in hand, it was the start of destruction. In a day-to-day life, one has to take some action to carry on in life, and it is also natural to feel greedy. But one should be cautious that greed does not cross its limit. It is perfectly fine to be ambitious, career oriented, but it should not be greed oriented. Greed should not be our driving force. There is a thin line between needs and wants. Needs can turn into greed with the blink of an eye. As long as action is driven by greed, it can be kept under control. But when greed drives action, destruction is inevitable. Narada had now getting into action. After studying Vishwamohini's palm, Narada learned that whoever marries her will be immortal. Now it seems that Kamdeva's arrows, though late, were showing their effect on Narada. Narada thought, this is a great scheme. Buy one and get one free. Immortality free with Vishwamohini. Now, lastly, Kamdeva's arrow had found its target. But Narada had misread the palm prediction at all. Temptation makes one turn a blind eye towards common sense. When someone tries to achieve the desired result, but if it is driven by lust and greed, it blurs out the other things from his due consideration. That is what happened with Narada. The actual prediction was that an immortal man will marry Vishwamohini. Who is immortal? Bhagwan Vishnu. But what was Narada's prediction? One who marries this girl will become immortal. He interpreted in such a way so as to suit his need. Narada, who had now become selfish, decided to marry the girl. But he was now posed with a serious problem. He was sure that the princess will never marry him because he was not that beautiful. He thought, I must look extremely beautiful if I want her to marry me. Now, who is the most beautiful person in the whole world? After thinking for some time, he realized that there is no one as beautiful as the Lord Vishnu himself. Then he thought, I should request the Lord to make me beautiful. A person infected by temptation does not behave any differently. He has no shame. He does not care for the mockery directed towards him. A great sage like Narada was going to make an appeal for beauty, and that too Bhagwan Vishnu. He was getting impatient since he did not have the time to go to Vaikuntha. The Swayamvara was about to start. He thought that if I pray to the Lord, he will appear before me. It is better that I shall call him here rather than going to Vaikuntha. Does Bhagwan Vishnu appear before Narada? Is Bhagwan going to fulfill his desire? We shall see this in the next episode.
শিবময় এ সংসার ওরে জীব কি জানো না শিবময় এ সংসার ওরে জীব কি জানো না প্রকৃতি প্রভাবে শিবে করিছ জীব কল্পনা শিবময় এ সংসার ওরে জীব কি জানো না যেই শিব সেই জীব যেই জীব সেই শিব যেই শিব নহে জীব যথা জলে বিম্ব ফেনা শিব ভিন্ন নহে জীব যথা জলে বিম্ব ফেনা শিবময় এ সংসার